change Global Draw to Live View. Global Draw is the overlay with all the information up here. We have right now zebras, which will show you hotspots, spot meter, and the histogram. But we're going to have it disabled when it starts recording to save processing power. In the Movie tab, we're going to hit the Q button over Raw Video to bring up additional options. Go to Preview Options and select Hacked No Preview, and that is going to disable that Global Draw. Oh, there it is. Enable files greater than 4 gigabytes, the exFAT file system. We're going to make sure that's got a green dot next to it. And scrolling down, just looking through these things, everything looks good. Okay, when you're satisfied with these settings, you hit the Q button. It'll take you back to the movie menu. Go back over to the exposure. You can see what your ISO and your shutter speed's at. I would recommend for the smoothest video shooting at 1/50th of a second when you record at 24 frames a second. If you're shooting 30 frames per second, shoot for 1/60th of a second. So 1/50th of a second is good. From there, try to double that, keep it divisible by your frames per second as close as possible. So 1/50th, 100th, 2/50th, 500, 1000, 2400, as far as 1/2400th of a second for the shutter speed. As close as you can get. But that's only if you need to knock out extra light, because it won't be as smooth. And smoothness, there's nothing you want to trade for smoothness. If you need to control your exposure balance, try changing your image sensitivity right here, the ISO. Okay, now that we've achieved continuous 24 frames per second with the 14-bit uncompressed raw MLV footage, I can turn that off. It's a 1:17 second clip with sound, and I can process this with a sweet little piece of open source programming called Raw to CDNG. So this freaks.de WordPress blog right here has his Magic Lantern Raw to CDNG 1.5.0 is the title of the post, but we're going to scroll down where it says downloads. There's a list of versions. You're going to use the 1.5 version. Later versions do have known bugs, and this does have support for MLV files with audio and .raw raw files. So it's a really nice little piece of software. What it's going to do is extract the series of frames as footage, and it will convert this 14-bit footage it'll put it in a wrapper of a 16-bit file, so that video editing programs such as Adobe Premiere and Resolve can interpret the footage. Or else you're going to have to do a whole bunch of other converting, and the workflow can get really messy really quick. This is the program Raw to CDNG 1.6.5.exe. I'm going to run that, and I have a couple sample pieces of footage already loaded on here, so I'm going to go to my E drive, and here is a m29.raw. You can just drop it right onto this batch list section. Then I have a m27-1738.mlv. This one does not include a sound file. So the first clip is showing you the preview, and now the other clip took a moment to generate the preview file, and you can see a live preview of the clips and all the metadata attached right here. Tell you the number of frames, the date it was recorded, the frames per second it was recorded at, the resolution, even the camera. What's nice is it's going to embed that metadata into each one of the clips in the footage, and when you import it into your video editor, it will be footage and not just a whole bunch of pictures, because that's basically what these files are just a whole bunch of pictures. I would recommend CDNG 16-bit maximized. Click on this little box right here, which is the destination output. Under output settings, it would be where you want to save your file. You can save them the same as the source by clicking this little guy right here, so it would just pop up next to the original file. That'll work for us. I'm going to press the convert button. I'm ready. It's going to process them pretty quickly, so that's cool. You can fill up this batch list right here. You can do several files at once and go get a coffee or let it run overnight. Okay, so now that we have our footage files, I can show you a quick way to interpret them into the latest version of Adobe Premiere Pro Creative Cloud 2015. Go to your footage bin, right click, import, go to the directory that they're located in, which is my E drive, M27-1738. That is one directory with a whole bunch of these .dng images. What I'm going to do is just select the first one in this directory and press open, and it's going to import them as a series. I can drag this footage clip right over the create new sequence, and now I can play back this nice piece of ungraded raw video. Links will be provided in the comment below. Thanks for watching. Big thanks to Magic Lantern developers and the community for this powerful piece of open source wizardry. And to Chimini, the developer of RAW2 CDNG, because that is a real convenient piece of software, because I have been trying to process these raw footage clips for the last couple of years, maybe since 2013, and I have had more headaches than I can babble on about. So I'm Chris, you're on the flip side. Just remember, if asked what is the flip side, just tell them the flip side is not a cult.com. Coming up, we got Hearts of Darkness, a X-comedy rock opera apocalypse.